a simple whole wheat bread recipe where I'm not going to use any measures or weighing scale or anything. Okay, this is going to be purely based on intuition and what you feel like needs to go in. So what I got here are these tins, okay, bread tins. I fill them up to a third with whole wheat flour. This is whole wheat flour, there's nothing else added in here. So this is going to be my base measurement. So this is filled up till roughly this height. Okay, where's my finger? There it is. So it's filled up till this height. So that's roughly about a third of this is filled up with whole wheat flour. I'm gonna be making 2 loaves of bread. So I filled up both of these. Just emptying that up. And here goes. Okay. Not gonna weigh anything as I said. So that's the whole wheat flour I'm gonna use for this recipe. The other things this bread is gonna need are things like you want a little bit of flavor in there. So I'm gonna add milk powder. So that's 1 teaspoon. 2. I'm putting heaped. 4, 5, 6. If you wanted to put 4, that's fine. You want to put 7, that's fine. No particular rules about that. That's an ingredient which is fine. Salt as per taste. Now if you've ever made a roti in your house, you know how much salt this much wheat is going to take. I'm adding in about a teaspoon of salt and just a little more. Okay, so that's the salt. You can use any salt you want. We want a little bit of flavor into this, but before I do that, because my spoon is still dry, I'm going to go ahead and add in yeast. I'm going to add a teaspoon of active dry yeast. See to it does not touch the salt. That is important. And then I feel no, that's a little too less. So I'm going to add in a little more over here. Okay. So that's about roughly 2 teaspoons, normal size teaspoon of yeast which went in there. Now coming to our next ingredient, I'm going to add flavor in the form of, you want sweetness in your bread. It's going to taste good if it's a little sweet. So we're going to add honey. It will give it a nice color as well. So you can also go ahead and just add sugar if you want. Doesn't make any difference. It's a good idea at this point of time. Just use a spoon to give it a quick stir. So all the dry stuff is mixed in well. This is our base. So we have whole wheat flour, milk powder, and yeast and salt. Now the biggest problem with using whole wheat flour, right, is that the gluten formation is going to be very limited. So I'm going to add this ingredient, which is vital wheat gluten. This is a great ingredient for making whole wheat bread. Strongly recommend you get this. Again, how much you want to add for this much amount of yeast? I'm going to add about 3 teaspoons of this. 1, 2, and the last teaspoon is too less. When I am talking about teaspoon, I mean a proper heaped teaspoon. I guess that much should be adequate for this much bread. This adds in gluten into the bread. Now because whole wheat, it actually does have gluten, but the thing is the fiber there, it will tear the gluten apart. So adding something like this softens the bread and you get much better gluten formation, and that's the one which is going to give you structure to the bread. For the flavor, here goes. I'm going to just make a tiny well here. This is only because it's going to make it easy for me to mix. And honey, there it goes. So I guess that looks like a good amount of honey. That's it. So my basic ingredients are all done. Now I have to go ahead and add water. Okay. Now how much water is this going to need? I'm going to need it as much as I would for a nice soft chapati dough. But the key thing is it has to pass the window pane test. I'll talk about that once I'm through. Now we go ahead and start kneading it. Okay, I'm not using any special ingredients here, I'm just using my hands. So we just go ahead, start mixing. Okay, the yeast went back into the freezer. Always store your yeast in the freezer in a sealed airtight container. That way it will last for a really long time. Okay. You can use a processor if you have one. I don't, so I rely on my hands to get this going. Now this is going to be the most boring part, so I'm going to pause the video because I am afraid I'm going to topple the camera over if I don't do that. So I'll catch you in just a minute after I start kneading it. Okay, when your doughs all come together, right? So it's a very sticky dough. At this point of time, we add the next ingredient in there, which is okay. So once the doughs all come together into this shape, right? It's going to be a very sticky dough. At this point of time, we add the next and final ingredient here, which is oil. So I'm just going to take oil. Okay, so that goes in, and we'll start squeezing that into the dough. I have a feeling I added a little more than I was expecting to. The reason we add oil after we start kneading is oil interferes with the gluten development. What happens is that it will make the dough very sticky and slippery, and the water we are adding in, that doesn't manage to get into the wheat. At least that's what I think is the reason behind this. So it's always recommended to add the fats after the kneading is halfway through types. I can notice that the stickiness has gone away, and we'll keep kneading it over. I may add a little more water if I deem fit. When the dough is looking like this, right, it is no individual parts. You can see it seems very cohesive and nice. Just go ahead and spread it out a little bit like this and see if there is any wet dry spots in them. Not wet, dry. So the dry, if there was anything like that, right, it means it is not well hydrated. This dough is pretty well hydrated. It's a little sticky. That's okay. I guess I added a little pinch more water than I needed, but that's fine. The other thing, once the hydration for the dough is fine, is to check whether the gluten has developed well or not. For that, what we do is we're just gonna take a tiny bit of this dough, roll it up, okay, and then start stretching it out like this. Okay, so you can notice just how thin this dough is able to come. There will be a tear because I'm doing it big, but we are almost there. See that? Yeah, so you see the light is able to get through. So the gluten for this whole wheat is more than adequate. So I'm going to just mix it in again because I disrupted the entire flow here. And it's going to go and sit down and rest for about maybe an hour or so, in which time it would have doubled in size. And then we will shape it into these two tins and let it rest one more time. Then it goes into the oven. Okay, so let this rest for about something like around 60 minutes to 90 minutes. It should be adequate given that I do live in a not very cold place. It's beautiful weather though. So we'll wait for some time. Okay, so the dough has been resting for almost about an hour or so. You can notice that it's really puffed up. You remember how it was? Now we're gonna give it a punch. Go on, punch it. That's a good punch. See, the dough fully deflates as you give it. Give it one more punch. You want to give it a punch? Good job. Bigger. See? All the air gets punched out when we do this. I had oiled this container before I put the dough inside. It comes out easy and smooth. That's out. Let's put this away. The camera here. Okay. I'm gonna wait. It wasn't stuck. What's so funny? Okay. Let's divide the dough into not exactly equal halves because I have one tin which is a little bigger than the other. So I'm just gonna guess estimate and give it say around 60%. The other one is getting that 40%. Okay, so this looks good. That goes in. Put this one also inside. So these tins, I've just applied some vegetable oil all over them. After applying, I realized it was peanut oil, so my bread is gonna smell a little peanutty. That's gonna be fine. So let's give it a quick. You don't really need a rolling pin for this. Just keep your hands. Get it into shape. If you want, you can use a rolling pin, but I am not going to bother with that because I'm doing it quick and easy. Nice tap, tap, tap. reason why I turned it around like this is I want to show you. This is important. You can notice on the size, this is a little bigger than this. So now we're gonna roll it up. Don't use a lot of force when doing this roll up. Okay. After you roll it, just do this. See to it is balanced. This part you need to seal it up. It's done. Same with the other side as well. Seal it up. The idea is we are trying to create a seal.
Like a burrito.
Like a burrito it looks, right? Yes, it does. And in it goes. So this is done. I'm going to do it for the next tin as well. I'm going to use this smashed tin with the lid. This lid has been oiled and kept ready. Okay, this is gonna sit and proof for another 40 minutes to an hour, depending on how much time it will take to rise up. And I'll do the same for the other one as well. Okay, let's open up and check how the rise has been so far. And there it goes. So we have a rise which is almost till the top. As you can see, it's actually almost making contact here. Lucky it's oiled. This goes into the oven now at 170 Celsius for about 35 minutes or so. The first 20 minutes lid on, the remaining with the lid off, so that we get that browning also on top of it. Okay, so both the breads are done and here they are. You can notice that in one of them the crust is a lot more firm compared to the other one. The difference is because of the thickness of the pans I have used. This was baked in a pan which is significantly heavier than the pan in which this bread was baked. That causes this difference in the texture, but they're both gonna taste great, and hope you enjoy the video. If you like it, leave a comment or something so I know that it came in handy for at least someone. And if you make this bread, do let me know. Thank you. Okay, so moment of truth. Let's cut it open and see how it's come out. It's a lot easier to slice the bread keeping it on its side like this. Let's go. There it goes. So we got that. And here we go. Able to get thin slices, just good. There it is. It's a nice soft crumb inside. So it's a good bread. Thin slices make it easy for my kids to eat. If you're gonna be toasting it, you may wanna go a little thicker, but totally your choice. So, thank you. If you enjoy the video, if you make the bread, leave a comment. It's always nice. Thank you.